Let's listen to Leonid Tolstoy. This is from a book called The Wisdom of Humankind. He wrote, "Nothing distorts life and robs us of true happiness as much as the habit of living, not according to wise teachings and our own conscience, but for the approval of those around us." He goes on. He gets heavier about it. Tolstoy goes on, "One of the greatest causes of evil in life is our deep-seated desire for the approval of others." So he's not just saying like, oh, we're disempowered, but no, this is the cause of us contributing to evil. Okay, and I resonate with it. "More than any other temptation, this desire leads us away from the truly good life because it turns us away from our true self, the self that is capable of attaining goodness. For the sake of this desire, people sell their souls, as it were, because they replace their inner life with another imaginary life that they feel is acceptable to others, yet is wholly foreign to their true being. We steadily feed this other foreign life with the thoughts and attitudes at large in the world of people around us, in the hope that we will reflect these things back to others and thus gain a measure of solidarity or oneness with them. These ideas which we adopt are those of the great majority of people. Yet, since there are more foolish people in the world than there are wise people, we constantly reflect foolishness. In the meantime, this imaginary person masks the true self from sight, and it is this self that has a conscience and can attain true happiness and the true meaning of life. This imaginary person covers up the truth, which is that only the approval of God matters." So importantly, anything that can be a mask has its authentic side. We all have a sense of humor and it's genuine. But let's say if I wanted to show up in a particular relationship or group, I want to show up as sober, grave, but I can't because I'm so attached to showing up as the class clown, as the one who makes people laugh. Then that's not authentic sense of humor. That's a mask, a facade that's controlling me. We all have an intellectual side. We all have an intellectual side and it's genuine. But let's say if I'd like to be childlike, spontaneous, goofy, but I can't because I'm attached to appearing as the detached, aloof, intellectual one. We all have a side that's, we're givers. We love to help people. We love to serve. That's genuine. But maybe I'm so scared of standing strong and attending to my needs and establishing healthy boundaries, right? Then it can be a mask, like, I'll be the first one to help you. I'll be the first one to give to you. And that giving, it's not coming from that deep spiritual core. It's coming from, please, please, like me, approve of me, like me, right? So there's so much neediness and taking energy in that so-called giving. So I want to be attuned to this in myself, in others. We all have a naturally authentic, happy side. We're all naturally authentic, happy. But let's say if I'm actually feeling quite maybe in a dark mood, sad mood, but I can't show that because I'm the happy person. We're all truly spiritual beings having a human experience. So spirituality is authentic. And can spirituality, or let's call it pseudo-spirituality, be a mask, a facade? Certainly. Let's say if we've discussed this when we talked about different dimensions of responsibility and victimhood in part 2, right? The illusion of transcendence. Let's say if I'm feeling bitterness or greed or just kind of like lack of empathy and lust or something like that. Okay. You say, well, spiritual people don't do that, so I'll mask that I'll put on my compassionate, forgiving face. And maybe I'll get lost. Like I'm not even differentiating what's the real me, what's real. And then I'll never deal with the bitterness or the resentment because I'm not even acknowledging it's there. And then as Carl Jung said, till we make the unconscious conscious, it'll direct our life and we'll call it fate. Then that bitterness, that shame, that lust, it drives me maybe to do really foolish, reckless, damaging, even evil things, even violent things.